Happy Wednesday. At least, I think it's Wednesday. And welcome to Game with Us. Today we're going to be continuing off in SimCity in our Game with Us Valley, where we have a bunch of viewers making towns, seeing what we can break, seeing how successful we can be at a multiplayer game. It's very exciting. I haven't had any coffee yet this morning, but we're going to see how it goes. Let's see if everything's working this morning, shall we? Hello. I'm your host, Lochiver. Apocryphile is napping, but he may be joining us soon. Looks like SimCity is loading. Looks like everything is actually working. My fan on my computer is a little loud today. I started the cast and got everything ready, and it's extremely loud, so I'm going to have to look at that after the cast today. Hopefully everything is alright with it. Hello, Cup. How are you today? I'm glad you're here. We'll be taking a look at everybody's cities, too, so it should be interesting to see how far everyone has progressed. So let's go ahead in and take a look at what we have in our world here. Here's Game with Us Valley. It's looking a little bit more full than yesterday, which is awesome. Let's see what kind of towns we have. The town I'm going to be playing is West Hamage. You guys will probably get very tired of seeing that one. And then we have Apocryphile's town, which is Hamberry Island. Ham Francisco. As you can see, we have a ham naming convention. We decided to be a little silly and name all of our towns after ham. Over here, this abandoned town is the very sad East Hamage, where there was a great disaster. We won't speak of it. Over here we've got Hamtopia, Hamleopia, another apocryphal town of New Hamage, Ham Marsh, looks like Ham Marina, Ham Peaster, Hammer Time, the very different and rebellious Sausage Hill, and Sausage Cove. So we've got, I suppose those are pork products. It's acceptable in our ham naming convention. Actually, we don't require that everybody do it, but if you want to, it's just a little fun thing you can do. You know, I think all of my computer's fans are going crazy this morning because it's actually very cold in the studio because that noise has stopped. That's very odd. Normally fans make noise if they're loud. So, hello Goblin, how are you today? Oh Cup, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure your city is just fine. None of us are experts here. We're playing to have a good time, so we'll see what we can do and what kind of trouble we can get in today. Not much. Still waking up, have my morning coffee. Actually got a little bit more sleep last night than usual, which is nice. Alright, so let's get in here. Take a look. Which one's your city, Cup? Yes, everyone's a little different with their skill levels at these games. It depends on how long you play and how many spoilers you read. Your Ham Marina? Let's see. Okay. Let's take a look at Ham Marina first. Let's see how you're doing over there. I know today I'm going to be growing my city and trying to earn money and make processors and TVs. That's pretty much my goal. I'll be amazed if I can actually get it done during the cast today, because everything in SimCity takes so much time, you don't even know how much time has passed playing this game. So let's see. That is a very lovely bridge you have there. Let's move around and see. Marina. I do love bridges. Well, that one's very cool looking there with the circle. SimCity is a little hard to get to work for you, making all those circle roads. They look beautiful, but they're not very efficient, and so a lot of people don't use them. I have a couple towns that I've built with circles, and I love the way they look. And I've just given up on making them the best towns ever, and just enjoying the aesthetics of how wonderful they look. They would probably be good for tourism towns. Here we've got a lovely bunch of houses. That's very nice. Good morning, Osiris. How are you today? It's good to see you again as well. There's a murder on the loose. Murderer in Ham Arena. Everyone stay clear. Everyone stay clear, including myself. I'm gonna run back to West Hamage now. He went insane with the money. Yes, the bridges they look wonderful. Whatever you can do to make your town look better, I say, go for it. There's no time limit on this town. We play it until we're tired of it, and then we make a new region. That's pretty much how this is happening. And we haven't even filled in all the towns yet, so we have a little bit more time on this one. So let's see if I can remember exactly what I was doing in West Hamage yesterday. I know we had a lot of problems yesterday with the recycling center. We've determined that it's bugged, and we're having to destroy it a few times before. Osiris was very helpful in finding out that there is a way to keep the recycling center from bugging out. If you can prevent it from bugging out, then you're not going to have to destroy it, which is awesome. I was having to save so much money to replace my recycling center because it is a key in my city and trying to keep it running and making money. As you can see, I'm making $4 an hour, which is quite terrible, but my monthly income is good because of trade. Here's our recycling center. In case anyone's unaware, the fix currently is to not let your material storage fill up to 20, which means do not have a lot of collection trucks. That's pretty much the easiest explanation you can give. And I only have one, and I've not given any of my recycling trucks to neighbors, which sucks, but I'm trying to make sure that I don't reach 20 again so that I don't have to constantly destroy this thing and put it back. They're going to be putting in a patch or a fix for it. That will be great. Hopefully they will. I heard last night they put in a traffic fix, and I did not read the patch notes. Does anybody know what they fixed in here with the traffic? That I do not know. Whatever it is, it sounds good. I like fixes, and I definitely want them to fix all the little bugs in this game. Cars make right turns now. Good. I have seen a couple of those videos where cars were not exactly taking the most efficient route. That they were, I suppose, they were taking the shortest route, I think, regardless of how convenient it was for traffic. So I saw some very weird stuff, which is causing a lot of traffic problems. I didn't experience that myself, though. Your traffic was awful last night, Cup? 20 buildings burning and couldn't save them all. Oh my god, that sucks. And it was shorter to make left-hand turns, so all the cars would get stuck and never turn right. Oh my god, yeah. Well, that's cool. We'll have to pay attention to traffic today, and we'll see if any of them, particularly in the highways, in the highest density avenues, we'll see if they're actually performing well. In fact, let's take a look at traffic right now and see if I have any major bottlenecks. This doesn't look too bad. I tend to ignore my traffic unless my people are complaining about it. I make sure that my roads have the right density so that my buildings can grow properly, but I'm not interested in upgrading too much. You can see I don't have that much highway anyway. I've got a couple running through. But right here, looks like we have a little bit of red. Let's see what they're doing over here, shall we? I'm going to continue to drink this wonderful coffee. I don't have any Rockstar today, Osiris. I'm really suffering. Suffering being a first world problem, since I don't have any Rockstar. Okay, so we have... looks like a couple of intersections. Oh, I see. I retooled this area a little bit, and that's why we've got a little bit of an intersection problem. I may have to fix this. That's pretty funny. Look at these traffic lights. They're all completely saturated in this area. This would be the worst. If this existed in real life, I would end up stuck in traffic here, late for something important, I'm sure. So let's see how we might be able to fix this. Don't recall. Looking to see. Yeah, we have a bit of a city planning design problem here. And I don't remember what happened to cause this. Asleep at the wheel, I think. That's what it was. Yeah, I might have to do that. I may have to disconnect these two. Because that will take out an intersection. These cars over here they can go around. Alright, so let's see what happens. It might take out my clinic. I'm hoping not. We'll see. Because if it does, I do have enough money to replace it. In fact, I need to build a hospital, so I might just do that anyway. Alright, looks like the clinic is safe. Because it's attached to the front road. Alright, so let's take that road out, and let's see if that improves traffic at all. So it did take out a few cars, and it did remove one of the intersections. Look, there we go. We got a little bit of green now, a little bit of yellow instead of orange. I think I had that road there. It was from a while back, but I don't remember why. I think I had some houses where my sewage treatment plant was, or had something there that I was trying to make the most out of my zoning. But that was unnecessary. In fact, depending on how large a hospital is, we might end up changing up this whole area here. Maybe I blame the bus terminal for this. Trying to connect it. Yes, that seems to have fixed it. Taking out that little connection fixed traffic for now. And I may end up taking out this road as well, because we're going to try and fit a hospital in here, because I think we have hospitals unlocked, but I have not actually put one in yet, which I probably should. It looks like I have enough money to support one hourly now, so I should probably put it here. Let's see how large it is. That is pretty large. And I have not actually placed a hospital yet. I imagine it's probably got quite a few upgrades to attach to it, and this is not going to be a lot of space for that. And I see some destroyed buildings. What is this over here? Rubble. Let's take care of our bad buildings, our abandoned buildings and our rubble. So yeah, this game, I could probably spend a lot of time just destroying little pieces. Look at these little things. They don't even have names. So let's see. 5 abandoned buildings left. Let's get rid of that one. And let's creep over here and get rid of that one. And let's see. Let's go over here. I'm sure I'm missing a few. Ah, here they are. People not happy, oh no. I don't believe the game is in maintenance. We're on North America West 3, and so there could be maintenance on other servers. From what I can tell, everything's to be working okay. I didn't get any notices, so we got right in this morning. I'm not too sure how good they are with announcing maintenance. For example, if we're playing, I don't know if we would actually see a message or not. But it seems to be working fine. But there are lots of servers, so there's no telling what they're working on. If one's broken, they might take it down. Okay, we've almost found all the abandoned buildings. Some of them are very hard to see. Let's go over here. Because sometimes that icon, that abandoned building icon, is hidden in the building. Here's one. Also, I've noticed when I first load up that they're harder to see. It's almost as if the icons haven't loaded over everything, so... Still a couple of rebels. Ah, here they are. Here's the rest. I feel much better when I can find them all. Sometimes I can't, and I give up. But today, we have found them all, for the moment. Wonderful. Ah, Neverwinter. I have heard of that. I signed up for the beta a while back, and I really haven't heard much else about it. I'm not really a big MMO player. I used to be, and then I started to get a huge backlog of games, and realized that if I continued to play MMOs, I would never actually get through any of my backlog. And so I was starting to think that maybe I should concentrate on playing that stuff. I will make some exceptions though. If an MMO comes out that looks really awesome, or it just looks like something that I would be interested in, I might play it. For example, Final Fantasy XIV is in beta right now, and is looking a lot better than the original Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know if you guys heard about how horribly it flopped initially, but if they manage to get it on track, I may play that for a little while, because it looks pretty cool. Alright, let's go ahead and zone this stuff so it can be used. It looks like my game is actually starting to want a little commercial. Look at that. We're going to leave it alone though, because it looks good for now. Every once in a while I have to look around to make sure I have things zoned, because with all the destruction of roads that I do, sometimes I leave areas just a little unzoned. You know what? We're going to put commercial right here in that little block. And then I'm going to have to consider where I want to put a hospital. I could put it here and move this mayor's house somewhere else, because that thing is small, and I've got a lot of space here that might work well for a hospital. Although this trade depot might get in my way. Let's look at our health map. Maybe we can actually see where it would be a good place, because we can leave the clinics we have, and we can plant a hospital somewhere where we don't have a lot of green or coverage. Over here, we have very little coverage. My town is also needing a little bit more fire coverage. Look at this fire coverage. This is terrible. Apocryphile was sending me some extra fire trucks, but I really do need... I probably need the big fire station, which looks like it would be prime to put it over in here somewhere. Yes, it is. It's tough to play everything. I love games, and I love trying all sorts of different stuff. And I played WoW years ago. I think I'm coming up on my 4th year of not playing WoW, which is amazing. I can't believe how quickly time passes. And I realized how much more stuff I've been able to try and do not playing WoW, even though I enjoyed it at the time. And before that, my big MMO was EverQuest. I was an EverQuest player, and then I got WoW because I liked Diablo 2 so much. I thought, wow, Blizzard is putting out an MMO. This is great. I have to try this. And it was good, and I enjoyed it. But it's been almost 4 years since I've played. That's incredible. It's a lot different now from what I hear. And they keep sending me emails trying to get me back. But I'm not going to do that. I have tried a few other MMOs too. Terra was fun. I played Terra last year for about 2 months. Well, we have quite a bit of money. Let's check in on our recycling plant, the recycling center, and see if we're overflowing or if we're keeping up with demand, because I think what I'm going to have to do is step up my processor manufacturing. Ah yes, Eve. Eve is an MMO that it's very niche and very cool. I probably would have tried it if it wasn't for the PvP aspect. I'm not a big fan of open world PvP, and I know that there are places you can go in Eve to avoid it, but I thought that I probably wouldn't be experiencing the full game if I didn't really get into the open world PvP, so I decided to skip it. But I've definitely heard good things about it. Oh, you play WoW Cup? Pretty cool. Have you been playing a long time? So let's see how many processors we're making here. We are making 2,400 crates a day, and I'm pretty sure that I always have materials in here, and I don't have extra storage. This fills up and it goes right to my trade depot, and then my trade depot ships it out. Let's see, they're full on processors right now, so let's take a look at it. We'll keep an eye at shipping it. Hmm. I think we're actually doing pretty good here, so I may be able to step up production on the processors. So let's take a look into upgrading our processor factory and see what we can do here. Processor assembly line. We can add more assembly lines so that we can make more processors. Well, that right there, that's very logical. So let's put one back here, 50,000, and let's see how that improves our manufacturing capability. So we were making 2,400 crates a day. So let's see how much that increases over time. This may take a little bit of time to update, so let's get out of this dreary looking white screen. Oh, cool. Cool. The Neverwinter beta is in effect. That's very awesome. I really haven't heard much about it, so I don't know if they've been sending out invites. What does the invite schedule look like, Osiris? Do you know when they started sending them out? Yeah, Vanilla WoW was pretty exciting. I remember liking it a lot back then because it was so cool, the improvements that they made in general to MMOs. Like, when you die, you don't lose XP. You know, when you die, you don't have to go back and retrieve your items. All of that stuff was really major at the time because most previous MMOs had pretty harsh death penalties. And even new ones coming out continued that trend, like Final Fantasy XI had horrible death penalties. Leveling down and losing that XP is one of the worst feelings in the world, and games really shouldn't do that to you. Losing a little bit of XP is not so bad if you don't level down, but a lot of those old games, man, in EverQuest, you would ding 20, get awesome new skills, and then if you died, you would lose it, and then you would have to spend double the time that you had just spent trying to get that back, because you would lose more XP in one death than you would in your typical amount of playtime. Just, the time was not very efficient, and it made me very afraid to do anything in the game, although there was appeal in that too. You had to be safe, you had to have friends. But WoW changed a lot of that. It made it more fun to go exploring, and you didn't have to worry about losing all of your hard-earned investment in time. And the traveling. Yes, I forgot about the traveling. Those boats in EverQuest, before they put in the portals, you would sometimes sit for a half hour if you missed the boats, and then you would have to ride the boat, which took about 15 minutes. And God forbid if you fell off. Don't fall off the boat crossing the ocean in EverQuest, because you cannot get out of the ocean zone by swimming. The only way you could get out was by getting back on the boat and zoning with it. But sometimes the boat would just drop you. You would just fall through it because the game was flawed. I'm speaking from experience here. This happened to me a few times, and I tried to swim out. I tried all sorts of things. It was horrible. Luckily, I was on my paladin at the time, and I eventually was able to just warp back to my spawn point. But then I had to catch the boat again. So, 2 weeks ago, there was a beta weekend. Okay, for Neverwinter. And then there's another one this weekend. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the MMOs are doing weekend beta updates. It's that's pretty interesting how they're thoroughly testing. I approve of thorough testing. It looks like our processor factory has doubled its production with that one assembly line, so we now are making 4,800 crates a day. So I guess the key is to see if we're still supplying it with enough material and seeing if our trade depot is getting overwhelmed. It looks good though. I think we're okay. Because nothing is staying full here. Let's check our recycling center. Now this, and we have to make sure that we're still supplying enough materials to the zone. The highest number I've seen here is about 6 tons of recyclables. So we're actually sitting kind of low at 2.9, and if that number doesn't go up a little bit, I may try adding a truck to the neighbors to see what happens. Because I would like to earn a little bit of income sending that truck around, and also help out some neighbors with things. So right now it looks like it's sitting right at 2.9 without too much change. So we'll see what it's going to do. Boy, I tell you what, I can't wait for cheetah mode to come back. I spend a lot of time waiting and watching menus to see what they're doing. It's a pretty fun start so far. Cool. Darksiders combat with WoW quests. Yeah, I was watching a little bit of Darksiders last night on a stream. Darksiders 2. It looks pretty interesting. I don't know if it's for me or not. I'm not sure, because I really did enjoy the combat in Terra. Terra was a little more hands-on and a little more action-y than most MMOs. You actually could dodge and block. And if your gear was good enough as a tank, you could block all damage coming through if you had your shield up in time, which is awesome. That is a really great concept. And you could dodge enemy attacks. Apocryphile and I were able to duo quite a bit in that game, actually, with just each other, because I was healing and he was tanking. It took us a really long time to kill things, because neither one of us were DPS. We enlisted a friend for a while who was DPS, and the three of us were able to tear up quite a bit. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna go find out which one of my wells is dry. Let's see if he's gonna tell us. I think it's my pumping station over here. Let's go find it. I believe it is over here. Yeah, this thing, it's still actually pumping water through. I think it's still cleaning water. But I may permanently have the pump is dry message as long as it's sitting in this place. I think ultimately what I'll be doing is making a new center, a new water pumping station, near some sewage outflow. Oh, looks like we do have a water deficit, so I may have to start planning this now. All of my sewage outflow is over here. All of these old pumps are still sitting here, turned off and ready to go. And I do have some space. There's a lot of water still sitting here. I may start planning this right now, because what I could do... Let's go ahead and let's turn this chart off. What I could do is take out these things here. This used to be Skynet, one of the Skynet places. It's not anymore. Extrodo Foods is taking their lives into their own hands. But I think if I could take out this road, and then I would have quite a bit of room here to restructure and set up a new pumping station. And I could get rid of this old one over here. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Alright, so let's pause and start restructuring a little bit. We're going to start destroying this little area here. Because this should be close enough, I think. These pumping stations, the sewage outflow pipes should be close enough if we either put it here or here. So let's do some damage. More so than Terra. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to give it a try, I guess. I would love to try the beta on that one, so we'll have to see whether or not I make it into one of the beta weekends. Not that I'd be able to talk about it on the air, except to say that I got in, because I'm sure they have a pretty tight NDA right now. What is their NDA like, Osiris? I'm just gonna destroy everything in here. I'm gonna fix this. Okay, that looks like that's quite a bit of space. That's very good. What does our ground pollution look like? Because I think it's actually recovered. Look at that. I had all these stations working at one point, and look at how recovered the ground pollution has become. It's pretty amazing. All the classes have different ways to dodge. Yeah, that sounds excellent. Welcome back, Cup. It's been pretty relaxed. You're allowed to talk about it with other people. Yeah, as far as NDAs go, some of them are really, really, really severe. They don't want you sharing accounts. They don't want you talking about it. I mean, some of them are really funny too. Like, I've been in betas before where they didn't even want you talking to other people in real life. And I'm thinking, how in the world can they prevent that? Like, you probably shouldn't stipulate that. Just cover the media sources, you know, the streaming sources and all that kind of stuff. Because it would be pretty devastating if people were streaming early betas of games that weren't ready to be shown. I mean, I understand why they have those NDAs. Don't want to get hit by the band hammer. For example, Final Fantasy XIV, their beta right now has a very severe NDA. If you are caught talking about the game in any detail, they are threatening to ban people's accounts, even people's accounts that they had previous, because the old Final Fantasy XIV players are allowed to keep their progress and their old characters. However, if they break the current NDA, because all of the old players managed to get into the beta, they're going to lose everything. Essentially, Square is threatening to ban them completely. So they're very serious about people not talking about the game early. There is one more abandoned building, and I don't see it anywhere. I think we're just going to have to let it go. It may be paused and not flashing, which is fine with me. Look at this. We finally have some higher density over here. All these little houses. These guys are getting a little larger now, which is awesome. So we've got extra dudes for the same space. I love density. That's pretty awesome. Alright, so let's get back over here where we were. Warriors have shield block, rogues dodge roll, wizards teleport. Yeah, that sounds great. I love the idea of being able to dodge things. Gives you something else to do, you know. Yes, Cup, you can plant trees to help reduce your ground pollution. And your trees will die if the pollution is really bad. You'll watch them get smaller and smaller. So all you have to do is keep an eye on them, and if they die completely, just replace them every once in a while. It does seem to speed up fixing ground pollution a little bit. I don't know if that's just my perception or if it's true, but this area over here, I did actually plant a lot of trees down, and it seemed to help a little quicker, but I don't know. It's just something everybody seems to be doing, and it feels like it's working, so it can't hurt, is the answer. There's no NDA for this beta weekend. Oh wow. I wonder if that means, are they allowing people to stream Neverwinter this weekend? If so, we should see it all over Twitch. I might have to take a look at it if they do that. Alright, so we're going to look at our water pump options. Let's see where this would fit properly. Where would be a good fit? So I want to keep all of these outflow pipes over here. I don't know if that's close enough. I don't know if that's close enough to have infinite groundwater, because you can kind of see on here where all of the extra water has started to come from the ground outflow. Kind of has a light blue radius here. So I may have to put the pump close enough. Maybe I have to destroy these outflow pipes and put the pump right across the road, just to make sure that they're always touching each other, because I don't want to have to destroy it again later. Oh, thanks, Osiris. I appreciate that. Apocryphal and I would definitely check it out, and we do love participating in betas. I'm actually surprised I haven't heard from Neverwinter. It's one of the first ones lately that I have not really gotten into, that I've been looking at, but I've been so busy, I don't even know that I would have had time to enjoy it. Alright, so, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to go ahead and destroy these right here. I'm going to destroy everything in this little area, because I would like to make sure that my new pump is close enough to all of these outflow pipes, so that we have to replace it as infrequently as possible. And this looks good. Let's see, so I probably want to put some more parks. So let's do this here. I think we'll give it just a little tiny bit of room on each side. That might be enough room to allow little strip parks. Maybe not. I'm kind of suspicious. I think I'm going to have to line it up and just leave it right there. Okay, so now that we have this one here, we can actually go over, and I'm going to get rid of this one, I think. Because this one's taking up valuable space that we're going to put something else here now. We'll just completely destroy that. And we'll decide what we're going to put there in a minute. Alright, so back over here, we want to have at least one pump, which it looks like this spot right here is going to be very good for pumping. So let's upgrade. The best is to have 3 roads, one in the middle, with outflows on either side, and then one, and then on the outer roads with 2 water plants. Yeah, I'm sure that I will learn that. If I have to restructure this area, I will do that. It looks like I actually have some natural water to get here too. For now. For now. Just setting it up so that I don't have to do a lot later. Look at that. I think we're gonna put a pump here, because that looks great. And we're gonna put another one on this side. I don't know how many filtration pumps I'm gonna need. I probably need a bunch. But we're gonna start with that one right here. And we're gonna see how this works. Okay, let's go ahead and unpause. And let's turn off our water table. Wow, look at that. Look at that water number. I think I might have overdone it just a tiny bit. That is just a tiny bit of overkill there with the positive 228 excess of water. But hey, that's good though, right? We're not going to have to do anything with it for a while once it gets going. Wow, that's some overkill. And while we're here too, we're going to go ahead and plant some extra trees. I'm wondering if you plant trees early, if it's possible that the trees will kind of cut down on how quickly ground pollution happens. This is an experiment, and we'll come back and check, because right now there's pretty much no ground pollution over here. There shouldn't be any for a long time, so these trees should sit here and be wonderful until the industry destroys them, because we're leaving this zoned so it can actually do some stuff. We should probably, let's see, we should probably zone industrial back where we had it over here, which there's still a little bit. Just gonna fill that in as much as possible. These inconsistent lines. It's driving me nuts. Okay. There we go. That looks good. That's a good start, I think. And now it's dark. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm on track and making enough money that I think I can handle most disasters right now, and restructuring. It's one of the reasons why I tend to build towns very slowly. I'm not a very fast town builder because I like to make sure that I have a lot of money in case something goes wrong. This isn't the old days of SimCity where you could put in the cheat code and get extra money. Which I did have some towns back in the day that I like to just fill with money, make sure no disasters happen, and then I would build crazy. But those towns would always self-destruct after a while, because at that point you have no idea how much money you're making, and it's very hard to keep the town working, because that money runs out and then you have to use more cheat money because you have no idea what's happening. Look at this, the police coverage is not that bad right now. I only have 2 stations. I must be getting some help from neighbors because it's I don't have that much. I only have 2 stations. Over here we probably have some crime though. Let's look at the crime map. Well, the cops can even come over here just a tiny little bit. We have some blue. There's criminals hanging out over here. You can make a sandbox world that lets you do cheat codes. Yeah, sandbox. I'm sure I will try that at some point. Right now, I'm really enjoying the extra challenge of not squandering my money. The sandbox does seem fun, though, where you can just build everything and anything you want. I think sandbox is probably where I'm going to experiment with disasters and just let loose disasters on my town. Oh no, your traffic is terrible. Maybe you could add some buses over there, Cup. I think we're okay right now with crime. I know my police are complaining, but let's see what they're telling me. Maybe I've got overcrowding in the jails. Nope. See, they're just complaining right now because there's an actual crime going on. and that's fine. I can have some crime. My criminals can run around and give the police something to do. Alright, so now I need to find out where my other pumps are going dry, because I've got to get rid of some of these old ones around town. They're telling me my pumps are going dry, but they're not telling me which ones. I think it's probably all of these over here. Oh. Yeah, these are getting kinda low on water. Pumping water to city. They're still working. And I'm gonna let them go for a little while. It gets boring pretty quickly. Oh, sandbox? Yeah. Yeah, I bet it does. There's no challenge, really. Because you could just, as you were saying, you can get money and just fix all your problems. Destroy everything. I suppose there are a few problems that are hard to fix quickly, like ground pollution. But I do like the challenge of having to worry about problems happening that I can't fix. Which, back during the disaster of the Great East Hemorrhage, my town was scrambling to fix itself because I was relying on power and water and all sorts of things. And I think I was relying on sewage as well. And some trash collection from East Hemorrhage. And I learned very quickly that your town has to have some sort of self-sustaining value. You cannot just leech off of other towns, because if those towns have problems, your town is going to have problems. That was my first big lesson about multiplayer, was make sure that your town can function by itself while you're playing. Try to have a positive income as well, despite your trade. It looks like we've just recently gone over $1 million again. So, I may have to look into building that TV factory. What the hell is that thing called? I can never remember, because it's got some weird name. It's still not ready. Ooh, we're out of resources. Now I've got another problem to solve here. Consumer Electronics Division at the Electronics HQ. Okay, I've got to put this down. Manufacture 7,200 processors in a day. Aha! I have a goal here. Alright, it means I have to upgrade. This is gonna be fun. We have a lot to do. So let's turn off our crime map, since we don't need to see our criminals right now. There's my cops complaining. Let's see what they want. We're not keeping up with crime. More patrol cars. Have I already given them all the patrol cars? Let me see. I've got one more, but I'm not going to do that because my income is not positive yet. It's kind of fluctuating, so we're gonna wait there. And I think we might actually pause, because this is what I was waiting to find out, is whether or not all this stuff was self-sustaining over here. You have 3 lanes on either side, and they're full, and it's, wow. Yeah, traffic problems are very hard to resolve in SimCity. I remember playing the older games, and this one is pretty similar in the fact that it seems like even if you upgrade your roads to the max, you still have problems. The bigger your city, the more problems. Okay, no plastic is what we have. Thinking I might not be getting enough material. Let's unpause, because I want to watch this. Might not be gathering quite enough. I'm thinking I might want to risk throwing a couple trucks out there to see what we have. Alloy, processors, and plastic. Because I don't think that my recycling center is making plastic fast enough now. I don't know if bringing in more material is going to help, because this material is still... there's still some here. I may actually start having to import plastic. Kind of looks that way, doesn't it? Because I don't want to overdo it. If this material storage never goes to 0 while I'm watching it, that means that I am making enough to supply this factory, but I can see that this is going down faster. That's a good question. I wonder if more material storage is actually useful or not, because maybe it can't actually process the material unless I have a certain amount of recyclables in here. This is all conjecture on my part. Me, out loud, trying to understand exactly what this recycling center is doing. So right now, it's sitting at 2.9. Let's see if that number changes and what happens, because right now it's not collecting. I don't think my trucks are out. Let's see. I could get a second recycle plant, that's true. I do have enough money for that. But I'm debating, because I think I might be able to manage this one and have it do a little bit more output, because if you notice, I know cheetah mode doesn't work. I hate looking at it because I keep thinking, oh, it's going fast. But, it looks like I have more capacity here. I've just got to be real careful that I don't hit that 20 tons. Alright, let's experiment, because I have plenty of money. If I have to rebuild the recycling center, so be it. Because what I would like to do is see if we can get a little bit more material in. So let's look at the trash. Let's send... I don't have that many recycling trucks to send out anyway, but we'll send one truck, just one, because I don't know how much material this is going to create, over to Hamberry Island. And we will see how that influences the recycling center. So that truck is now going over there. It might not influence it at all. I don't know if those trucks actually bring back materials for me or not. I would assume that they do, but I've never actually watched it, so this will be a good experiment to be able to tell what's happening. And it looks like my factory is working, just very slowly. They definitely need more plastics. I think in the meantime, I may have to import a little bit of plastic, because I have plenty of money, and I don't really want to... I don't want to disable or harm my factory. I don't want it to get too behind. Alright, let's go ahead and... we're going to import some plastic while we're figuring this out. And that way, our factory should keep going. And in fact, I would really like to upgrade it again, because I need to get the electronics headquarters in. So, remembering what my goal is here, I need to be making 7,200 processors a day, which means that I need to have all 3 of these assembly lines in. Is adding one more added. I might even need to make another factory. I don't even know that I have enough, because right now we were making 4,800 crates when we had enough materials, but now that we're out of materials, this factory was only making 3,600. There it goes, back up to 48 again. But that's not permanent, as materials fluctuate. So let's just do all this very gradually. Aha! Look at this. Material storage is up to 3.7 for a second in the recycling center. So that other truck, I think it is actually bringing in a little bit more. What do you guys think? Kind of looks like it is, because it's set at 2.9 for a pretty long time, and just now it was at 3.7. So it looks like that truck is bringing me more stuff without having to add another truck here. It also looks like it's not bringing that much, so I may be able to send my other truck over to Ham Francisco and help them out as well. Let's go ahead and do it. Why not? Let's go ahead and give it a try. Alright, so we'll send the other recycling truck over to Ham Francisco in Hope Float's territory. Alright, back to town. And we'll see. This is very interesting to me, watching these numbers, to see whether or not this increases. Alright, now theoretically, since we saw this go up to 3.7, now that we have 2 trucks out helping other towns, we should see it fluctuate higher than 3.7 at some point. Maybe. That's the theory. Look, 5.2. Okay. So those trucks give us a little bit less than our own trucks in town. Our own trucks give us much more, so we have to be more careful when adding a local truck. And we still haven't gotten anywhere near that 20, which is the scary number, so we're doing good here. Alright, so now that I'm importing plastic, let's see how this factory is doing. It looks like it still needs more plastic. Still needs more. So I am considering adding another truck to this center. But that might be where I have to stop, because theoretically that should make our numbers go somewhere around 7 or 8 tons. I know before I was manufacturing, I had a few jumps, and it was taking this past 10 a little bit. But now that I have all the manufacturing, I think we're doing good. This is another reason why building very slowly is good, because it gives you the opportunity to watch all of your numbers and try to figure out what's happening. Waste disposal map. Air pollution map. Wow, this factory is causing all kinds of air pollution. And I believe my coal power plant is as well over here. Eventually, I need to research cleaner coal, because, well, the air pollution, it never stops. And again, I don't really know how to get rid of air pollution. I'm assuming that trees help with that somewhat too, so we might as well put some trees here, because it seems like once you have air pollution, it's pretty difficult to get rid of it. And since there's nothing back here, I'm going to be putting one more assembly line. I don't see how it could hurt to put trees in. You know, it can't hurt. Wow, this music is getting really loud. I apologize, guys, if it's drowning you out. SimCity is just very enthusiastic with his music. It's crazy pianoing for no reason right now. Consistent sound, that's all we streamers want. This is very, very difficult to adjust things on the fly. One of these days, when I have a mixer, I would be able to do that. But look, it's blasting people out, because it takes too much time to try to do it in Windows. By the time I go to adjust it, it's back to normal. That was pretty loud. Okay. Alright, so we have some trees back here. It's very green. A very green town. Let's put them in here as well. Excellent. Okay. So let us get back to looking at our recycling center. I know this is interesting. This is so fascinating, watching these numbers. Go back and forth between these two. Ooh, look how much plastic I have right now. I must have imported some. Let's take a look and see if I did recently. Yep. There's my cost of operations, that recent plastic import, which I will take the hit right now, because the processor factory is doing really well. It's making 6,000 crates a day. I've got to be very close to that headquarters that I need, the electronics headquarters. So what I'm going to do now is probably add another truck to my recycling plant. Another collecting truck, because I'm still in the process of trying to edge forward and see just how much stuff we can collect without corrupting this building. So I'm willing to push it for a little while, even if that means having to recreate it at some point. So we're adding another collection truck, just one more. That's 2 out of 8. That shouldn't be too taxing on this center. I think it can handle it. And we're going to watch and see what kind of numbers we have. You know, actually, we could come back to this in a little bit. One of the things we need to do is go back to where our old pump was processing, because now we have a little blank space in here, and decide what we're going to put here. Let's look at the zoning around and see what we have. Looks like it's a residential area. This may be a good place to put the hospital. The hospital is definitely an expensive undertaking, though. I don't know if there's enough space here, because I've got this giant trading headquarters taking up space, which I likely will not be blowing that up anytime soon. So the question is, what do we put here? What does our town need? We do need another school as well, because I think our schools are full. They've been telling me this for a while, and the last I checked, this school over here was still not full. It was just barely filling up. 908. See, this is what I don't like about the advisors. They're telling me more schools are necessary, but I still have room for 42 kids over here. So I think they're lying to me. We're getting close to being full, but until that school is completely filled up, I don't want to add anything extra. I don't need the city expense. It doesn't really make sense to do that. SimCity is all about using the resources you have and trying not to overspend. There's no trees here. I could have sworn that I planted trees, so I think something might have killed them. Or maybe I forgot to plant them here. me forgetting to do something is very possible. I know these trees are going to go away because we're going to put something here, but for now. You have the same thing, space for 200 kids, and they say add more. Yeah, I don't know why the advisors do that. They're very, I don't know, it's almost like a warning. You know, these yellow icons, I think of them more like traffic lights. You know, they're getting ready to change red. Because even when these icons go red, you still sometimes don't need to do what they're telling you to do. It's kind of like going through a traffic light, it starts to turn yellow, you just keep going. You just keep going. So I'm basically going to wait until I see proof that I need to put these things down. Still debating what I want to put here. My town is asking for more industrial, but I don't want to put industrial in the middle of all these houses. I know we've got industrial close by, but this is a residential area, so either we're going to put down a building like fire coverage or more hospital coverage, or we're going to put more residential. My money is fluctuating quite a bit right now, so my positives aren't staying in the range that I need for a hospital. So the hospital is $1,700 an hour, which would put me in the negative right now. Oh, hey, Mfae, how are you today? Hey, you made it. Sleeping in is good. I wish I could sleep in. I got good sleep last night. I probably got somewhere around 5 hours. And, I wish I could have had more. I was having crazy dreams about crazy things. I tend to get excitable about casting, and sometimes I can't sleep. It's something I enjoy very much. I love sitting here and casting for you guys. So I think about it all the time. I'm always thinking about what should I play, and what can I do to make it better for everybody. You're glad for your neighbors, so you have no hospital or clinic yet. Yeah, it is good when you first start your town in an area to have neighbors who have things that they can send you, or they have power you can purchase, because it really helps you get started. You can actually relax a little bit in the beginning. And I relaxed a little bit too much in the beginning because I relied on neighbors. The worst part was probably the sewage. Because you guys have seen this corner over here. I'm going to revisit it again. I had all of these sewage outflow pipes. Now, when I first started my town, I relied on everyone else for all of my sewage treatment. I had not a single bit of sewage treatment in my own town because I didn't really want to pollute the ground. And when East Hamage blew up, let's just say I had to build a lot of them and really fast because my town was large enough that I needed tons of them, and it took a while to fix. So I had these 5 and the 6, and I had like 3 over here or something. I mean, I had probably close to 9 or 10 of these things, and it polluted the ground pretty horribly. But at this point, the ground looks really good over here. It's recovered at this point. Probably because I didn't have to run them very long. So it didn't pollute the ground as thoroughly as it may have otherwise. So again, here I am stuck with this decision. I wish my budget would be more consistent, because it keeps jumping up and down. The lowest I've seen, I think, was around 1,300 per hour, and now it's edging up on 2,700 per hour. Let's look in here and see what's going on. What is costing me the most? Education, of course, because I have a university, and I have 3 schools. I don't really know what's causing the fluctuation. I imagine it's the building and the upgrading of buildings in town. Like when your buildings upgrade, for a while you lose the income from them until they get larger. And if it's a really large building that upgrades, it takes quite a chunk out of your income. Alright, let's look at the hospital size. This decision is not getting easier for me. See, I think if I put the hospital here, it's going to cannibalize this whole section. Look at all those blue lines. It looks like it's got quite a bit of stuff that I'm going to be adding onto it. This section might be large enough. If I put it here, it looks like I have enough space to build whatever that thing is to the right, which is probably some kind of add-on. some sort of maybe cars or ambulances or maybe the germ mobile. But I could definitely do that. There seems to be coverage in this area though for my clinics. So I'm not sure if I want to put that there or not. I think I might just have to dive in and see what happens. I mean, worst case scenario is that I have to move it somewhere else. And as long as I'm budgeting properly, I'm not really going to have to worry about it. So let's go ahead, let's see what it looks like placing it right here. And we'll see what we can do with upgrading. Look at that hospital. That looks very nice. And this is the first map that I've built a large hospital. Previous maps I was getting by with many small clinics and hadn't built a town to the point of needing one. But I wanted to do this because I'm kind of thinking that I need to have that germ mobile floating around. What is that thing called anyway? Let's see. We have something on here. The wellness center? Is that it? Wellness van helps Sims clean up, removing some of the germs that can cause sickness. That's what I want right there. I want to call it the germ mobile. Oh look, the germ mobile is visiting my town. I don't know if I would actually want to go visit with the germ mobile if I saw it. If I'm in my apartment now, and if I saw a hospital van outside that was claiming to clean up things, I would be wary of what's in there. Hopefully their hazmat is appropriate. Yay for money! Oh, you cleared all your debt. Good job. Good job. Yeah, if you run into too much trouble, I could probably send you some. It's another reason why I'm trying to build this town up for money. Gifts take so long to transfer. I've seen anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, though. So this is why planning your own town and trying to be responsible with money is important, because your neighbor's money doesn't even come quick enough to help you. Like if I sent you money, you might not get it for a whole hour, and that's really not going to help you. And that's also playing on llama speed. I imagine that EA and Maxis will get that sorted out. That sort of thing should be a little quicker. But it's probably because their servers can't quite handle everything. Alright, the wellness center is an additional $4.50 an hour. And I'm really sorely tempted. I'm thinking I should put this in. Because if I'm sending out the germ mobile now, maybe my town will not have too many germs. In fact, before we do this, let's look at the germ map. Where in the hell is the germ map? Says it here, radiation, wind, air pollution, germs. Here it is. Okay. I shouldn't have too many, but I do have some. Nobody's been complaining about this. Yeah, see, I've got quite a few around. I would say that this is very minor. And so having the hospital in now and starting the germ mobile now might actually keep it from getting out of control. Then again, it might alert the game that I need more germs. We'll see. So let's put this in and see how much it's going to cost us. And then I think we're done for now. We're going to leave it alone. Just going to let it grow. From what Apocryphile was telling me, he was having a lot of trouble with germs last night. And so what I think I'm going to do is go out to here and see if... Can I send him one of those? I can't. I can only send healthcare around. Oh wait, here we go. This is a wellness van. I can send one to him. Well, let's do that then. I don't think I can send anything all the way over to across the river to Ham Marina. Needs health services, no road connection. Yeah, you're too far away from me, Cup, so I can't send you anything over there. But I can wave and send you moral support. Minus $1 an hour. Oh, town. Town, you so funny. Alright, so probably one of the things I need to do now is look for my abandoned buildings, because it has been a while since I've addressed them, so let's go get rid of them. And hopefully more profitable things will move in. Oh, what in the world? What's wrong with these guys? Out of money. Don't tell me this area is getting expensive down here. This is supposed to be... This is my Podunkville over here. Let's see how many we have left. Oh, there's one. One rubble somewhere. Where is the one rubble? Wait, was that it back here? That's really weird. Let's zoom in. Okay, this house that I can't select is abandoned. It just cropped up, too. Hey, Jaramus, how are you today? Good to see you. As Jaramus enters the chat casually, hello! Hello! How are you doing? How's your computer doing? How's everything doing? And I keep having abandoned houses just appearing left and right, but I don't know where this rubble is, and I don't care. Apparently it's just one. Oh, there's an abandoned building. Let's get rid of that one, because it's rather large. It says it's under construction. That's not right. There we go. That was very odd. Did you guys see that? There was a building itself underneath my abandoned building. I've seen that happen a couple of times. It's another minor bug. Sometimes you have to destroy a building that's good to get rid of an abandoned one. I've seen that a couple times. You would scream at my Skype. You're fine. Your computer is fine. A little bored. I'm looking for games. Yeah, I know that feeling. I look for games even though I don't need to. I don't know why I do. I'm constantly looking. Have you guys seen that there's a new Humble Bundle right now? If you don't have Bastion you can get for as cheap as $1, including a Steam key for $1. That's really, really good. Bastion is a cute little game. I have it, and I've watched a little bit at the beginning, and it looks like it's going to be really fun to play, but I have not tried it. My impression is good, but I can't advise how good it is. Everyone says it's good, and for $1, I think it's probably worth taking the risk if you don't have it. See, look at these trees dying off over here. I just put a bunch of them, and it's because of all the pollution in the air, but I'm going to put them back. I'm just going to keep maintaining these trees. Alright, I have a bad feeling about my industry, and I'm gonna have to look over here. My specialization might not be going well. Now, we added 2 recycling trucks to the region. I sent one to San Francisco, and I sent one over to Hanbury Island, and then we added another truck bay. So we have, right now, technically we have 4 trucks bringing in materials to my recycling center, and I just saw that number. It was up above 10. Looked like, what was it, 10.2? So we've got 10.2 tons of recyclables. Let's see if this plant is running out of materials. Like, now they're running out of alloy. I have enough plastic now. Now they're running out of alloy. Well, you know what that means. I'm gonna have to import alloy. I don't seem to be losing money from importing a little bit of plastic. So let's go ahead and import alloy. It's a little more expensive, but I want to make sure I have enough because we're on our way to getting closer to being able to make our televisions. Yeah, I see that they have a new Humble Bundle system. It looks like they are going to be offering something cool every week. That is very exciting, actually. I love the Humble Bundles. Love them. Anytime I can give them extra money, I do. But they're really great for people who don't have a lot of money for gaming, because those who do have money will donate more, and those who don't can usually get their games for $1. That's really great. I love it. It's the modern age of gaming. Now we got a couple more abandoned buildings. Oh wait, I see one. I see one of the rubble. Not enough places to ship. Yeah, you guys can complain about that all you want. Alright, we'll look at that in a moment. I'm keeping an eye on this operation over here. Anytime the city specialization goes red, I need to come over and check my factory because they're probably telling me I'm out of materials. And I think it might be time to go ahead and add that third bay, that third assembly line, because that means that we're going to actually hit that 7,200 as long as I can provide enough stuff. What are we overlapping here? There we go. That looks good. That's going to cost me some money. We're going to go into the red a little bit for that. But we're working towards a goal. And in fact, while we're allowing that to grow, let's come back over to the hospital. We have a little bit of unused space here for the time being. So let's go ahead and zone this little bit residential, just to allow it to fill in if it wants to put a couple houses here, it can give me a couple of extra people. Oh, and look at this. This is left over as well because I didn't rebuild my trade headquarters. Game is asking for more industrial, so we're just going to fill this in. Game is always asking for more industrial. Always. Always, always. And most of the time, I ignore them. Most of the time I ignore their little requests. So we're going to go ahead and let that go. A new groupie bundle starts in 14 hours. Yeah, I saw the hints. Did you see the hints, Jeremus? Were you able to guess what any of the games were? Those hints were terrible. Like little paint drawings that look like a kid did them. I'm like, okay. On the right, see, groupies, they like to give us hints sometimes so we can guess what games they're going to put in their build-a-bundles. And this time, they put a graphic up. On the right, it was some clouds with some lightning. And in the middle, a dude standing on a rock. And on the left, I think there was a rocket ship or something like that. Or a spaceship. I think it was a spaceship. I don't have a clue what any of those games are. My best guess on the spaceship could be Faster Than Light, but I don't know if Faster Than Light is ready to join a bundle yet like that. That would be cool for anybody that doesn't have it yet. So I don't think that my guess is very good. I think that that's probably not it. I'm like, there are other games with spaceships. There are tons and tons of spaceship games. It could be anything. What is it? What do you guys think it's going to be? It could be anything. Oh yes, Sword of the Stars, The Pit. I got that game the other day. I tried the demo, I think 4 days ago, because I love roguelikes. Roguelikes are one of my favorite types of games because I love the idea of constantly dying and constantly being surprised at what's in a game and getting better at fighting the things that I find. And Sword of the Stars, The Pit is an excellent example of a brilliant roguelike. It is so good. I played the demo for about 8 hours, and at that point I made it to floor 7, which is at the end. That's the end of the demo. And so I got to floor 7 and thought, oh my god, I don't want to stop playing. I want to continue on with where I left off. And I realized that I wasn't going to be able to wait for the game to get cheaper, because originally I thought, you know, I'll get it once it goes on sale. I'll just wait for a sale. Because I have so many games, of course, right? Well, I was wrong. I couldn't help it. It was so good. If you get that demo and try it, be aware that if you like roguelikes, you will probably like this game a whole lot. It's even better than Dungeons of Dreadmore, in my opinion. Dungeons of Dreadmore is pretty good, and there's a lot of random skills that you have to learn what they do to be able to appreciate your builds. I still haven't even maxed all the skills out in that game, but there's something about the skill system in Sword of the Stars, The Pit, that makes it extremely entertaining and extremely fun. You look forward to leveling and putting your points in. It's almost an old Fallout system of skilling up, like Fallout 1 and 2. It reminds me a lot of that, and plus mixed with the sci-fi theme, it's a great roguelike. Roguelikes are brutal, and that one is no exception. It's extremely hard, unless you're playing it on easy, which I've not messed with easy, but people are saying that it's pretty easy. It is actually easy. You can get to the depths faster, but for me, I don't want to learn things on easy with a roguelike. I want it to kick my ass. I want it to be hard. So I've been playing it on normal, and it is kicking my ass. I've only gotten to floor 8. That's my best floor so far. So can't stand another FTL. Hey, Joker. How are you doing? The upcoming sale, I think they emailed us a notice about it. You know what? Maybe they didn't. Let me think about this. Oh, you know what? I saw it on Twitter. I follow groupies on Twitter, and they posted a link yesterday showing this graphic that they made. But I think if you keep an eye on the groupies bundle, they probably have sent out notices. I don't really know. I love Twitter for stuff like that. I try to keep an eye on everything that's going on within my sphere of interest with gaming on Twitter. Look at that, we have, how many materials? We have 11.1 tons of recyclables. So we're not getting near 20 yet. We're still good. I think we're still good. Production keeps stopping though, because I'm not able to keep up. Not able to keep up with the alloy. I think I want to watch this for a while. Have we hit 7,200 yet? I've not been paying too close attention. Let's see. Oh, we have. We have hit 7,200. Very nice. Oh, Jeremus, you said you got a newsletter. Good. Yeah. It's very possible. I can see actually I've got a few emails in my inbox that I haven't looked at yet today, so it might be very well sitting in there. But yeah, Twitter is great too. Follow them, follow groupies on Twitter, and you will know everything that's happening instantly. In fact, follow me on Twitter too. Because I tell you what, if I ever go offline, you guys may wonder what the hell's happening. If I ever have any connection problems, I will be posting on Twitter to let everybody know what's happening with the cast. If for some reason we're going to be extremely late, or if something has come up, that's where I do all of my broadcasts. And I try very hard not to spam people with useless information on Twitter. The only stuff that you'll see on there is game related. I tend to sometimes promote other streams. If I'm sitting in a stream watching it, I like to tell you guys because I'm in there, maybe we can all hang out with somebody, because I do watch other streamers. But I'm not going to sit in there and tell you what I'm eating for breakfast and that sort of stuff. That is strictly for Game With Us. Uh-oh, revolving doors. Have 25 criminals released from jail. I don't have enough space for my criminals. Oh my god. I need to make some more money because we can't have our criminals getting out. I'm going to go send murderers over to Hamberry Island. And Apocrypha is going to come in here and shaky fist at me. Okay. Well, let's go back to the town view. And we're actually going to have to do something for our police, I think. Jail cells full, criminals released. Okay, that's a message I can get behind, actually doing something. We're going to go into a little bit more debt for this, too. This one doesn't even have a jail cell. Actually, I thought it did, though, with 25. Oh, yeah, it had one. There it is right there. It's hiding behind this building. Okay. See, bare minimum. That's all I'm doing. Let's look over at the other one, too. I want to see if it's full as well. Look at all my cop cars. Where is this other jail? I thought I had two. Oh, there it is. Okay. And these guys are full, too. I might actually experiment with this. I'm kind of wondering if I expanded the other jail, whether or not this is going to come down. We'll give it one day. We're going to watch this for one day and see if this equalizes a little bit and if the criminals get spread around, because if not, we're going to add another jail over here as well. Oh, I actually, Mfe, I have a phone, I have a smartphone, so if we have connection problems, I will be able to use the phone 4G network around here to post that we're having trouble on Twitter. That's why I use it, because it's one of the things I'm able to easily get to and post an update. Made it sound like one of those IT problems where you email tech to say you can't email, and they're like, how are you emailing if you can't email? I can't email on my computer, but I can email on my phone, you know, so I can't broadcast from my phone, so there's no way I would be able to tell you guys what's happening unless, and I don't think I would be able to update the title on the cast either, so mostly I'm going to be updating issues through Twitter. It's very easy to do it there. But I don't like it when people use Twitter on their official accounts to tell us too much stuff. So I'm basically going to just tell you guys stuff that's relevant about the cast. And, like, I'm not even retweeting things like groupies. Every once in a while I'll retweet a contest entry, but I even stopped doing that because it just seems like it's so much spam. There's so much spam on Twitter, it's very hard to actually see the information you want. And you follow people, and if you do too much, if there's too much spamming, it gets ridiculous. So I minimize that as much as possible. So far we haven't had any trouble, but a power outage here would completely shut us down. I have a UPS set up for my computer and for my internet connection, but it's only got about 10 minutes of power, which means that if we lose power here for any significant amount of time, it's going to take the cast down. Luckily I live in a pretty good area for that, though. We tend to have a few brownouts, and it doesn't last very long, even when big storms roll through. Where are these abandoned buildings? We have quite a few here. Look at that one. It's a huge one. I think this is why I'm suffering a little bit more of a deficit right now, because I have too many abandoned buildings. Don't worry, they're only manslaughter convictions. Yes, I know. We can let those murderers go for one day. My Sims won't have anything to complain about. if I don't let murderers run free on the streets. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and destroy a couple things. You don't have any murderers, do you, Cup? Maybe you just have arsonists right now. Your situation is not as dire as mine. Okay, let's look at this police station. See, it's been about 12 hours or so, something like that. It's not quite been a day, but you can see that they've not moved criminals over to this other building. Well, maybe they have. Maybe this one's full already. So I cannot find this building, so we're gonna have to turn that on. There we go. Oh my god, look at this. I have so many criminals. This jail is filling up quick. Well, I guess that answers that question. I'm just gonna have to go into more of a deficit right now and get some jail cells put in. We have too many criminals, guys. In fact, I'm probably gonna have to add another one over here too, but I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. We're just gonna let it go for a little bit and see. We'll see, because if this one fills up over here, we might have to add more. Look at that. Oh my god, I have so many criminals. My neighbors are suffering. I'm sending them murderers. Let's see. Let's look at the crime map. Ah, yes, my crime map. Okay, for the first time, I actually have a little bit of red here. Very light, but I have it. I'm not sure about that. I know other regions can send you cop cars to help catch your criminals. But I don't think that they can help me store them. Maybe the big police station does that. Because it's got a lot more options, and I don't have one of those yet, so I don't know. Most of my cities have not graduated to using the larger buildings, like this, for example, the police precinct. Let's see if it says that on there. More than just a big police station, the precinct has more jail cells, more patrol cars, and can be outfitted with advanced crime-fighting modules. Ooh. It's very exciting, but I don't know that it can actually house neighbors' criminals. It's possible. You know, if your neighbors are catching criminals in your place, they might be able to take them back with them. That would be kind of weird. But you are going to have to keep an eye on this, because that jail cell is now full today. This one's still good for now. So again, we're gonna wait somewhat just for a little while, like 12, 24 hours, something like that. Let's see. We'll see what happens. Just gonna let it go for a little while. It does seem odd that you can't share that. Maybe they will add more things to share. That's what I think they should do. The more you can share, the better. But again, we had some trouble earlier. You can't completely rely on your neighbors, because if you do, you're going to run into trouble if your town is not self-sufficient, if anything happens to your neighbors. I've noticed that when I buy water or power or anything like that from my neighbors, every once in a while I'll just randomly lose that power because they've run out of excess. And when they run out of excess, if you don't have enough, it definitely causes trouble. It causes a lot of trouble in your area. I think we're getting close to being able to take out some of these pumps over here. In fact, I think these two can go. This one's not in as bad of shape. Look, I mean, it's still pumping a little bit of water, but I have plenty over in my new area, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple of these out. Maybe I can get this guy to stop complaining just a little bit. Just a little bit. He doesn't like it when these are running dry. So yeah, let's take a look here at what we can do in this area. Do we have this zoned? We do. And they're still demanding industrial. This little tiny area here is probably not going to fill in with any industrial. That little tiny commercial area, that's it. That's all it's going to do. You know, I don't think there is a building that small. This road being elevated, I guess it doesn't want to build anything next to it. So that little area is just gonna be nothing for now, until some of these buildings expand. And we're gonna go back out and look at these water towers. Maybe able to get rid of them soon too. I mean, look at that, all three of these they're still on light blue. There's still some light blue, it's not completely whited out yet there, so I might leave them, regardless if this guy's complaining. He can complain until it turns white. This one right here is still in a little bit of light blue as well. What What other pumps do we have in the region? Because I can always relocate to this area over here. We have quite a bit of water over here. And I'm considering using one of my sewage outflow pipes. I'm not going to do it yet. I want to try to drain all of the water, the natural water from the land first before we do that. Once it starts getting a little low, and then we'll try using our recycling trick. If the garbage overfills, just delete the dump zone and place another one. Yeah, I think if your garbage fills up and you destroy it, you're causing a little bit of ground pollution. I think what happens is all of the garbage goes down into the ground and will dirty your land a little bit. So you can do that. You can do that, but it will cause a little bit of pollution, so you have to decide whether or not it's worth it. Maybe you'll get lucky and the big lizard will show up and eat your garbage. Because the big lizard is a disaster and it does destroy your buildings, but he will eat your garbage and actually clear out your garbage. There is one other way too. Let me show you, Cup. If you look at this garbage dump, you can build these incinerators on here. Oh, look, another achievement. Wow, my city's getting pretty big. I might have to go look at my power and make sure we're okay there. But anyway, in your garbage dump, you can build incinerators, which starts to burn your trash. And if you keep enough incinerators, your fills will actually not overflow. So rather than destroying it, you can put these in. And I'm starting to think too that it may help prevent the big lizard if you're destroying your trash. Because if you have no trash for him to come eat, that's what he does. It may keep him away. It's a theory of mine. How accurate that is anyone's guess. It seems logical though. If there's no trash for him to eat, then maybe he won't show up. Because you can see right now my dump zone is, I don't have any trash here. And I am collecting a little bit. I'm collecting 1,000 cans a day. Something else we can look at is the ground pollution over here. This is not bad. You can see I don't really have much ground pollution in the area, but a little bit. But it looks pretty good. And I've been putting trees down as well. I think the trees are helping the pollution in the area. Let's look at the air pollution map. The air pollution's a little worse because of my factories, especially the processor's plant. This processor's plant is causing all kinds of pollution, and also my power plant over here because it's coal. But you can see the direction of my wind. I put this thing as far away from the rest of my map as possible. So it's it's sending all the pollution that way. I mean, technically it may someday get across there, but I don't know. It's sending the pollution to the water. That's great. I'm very responsible with my pollution. It's not in my city. Alright, so anyway, that's what you can do. You can add incinerators to your garbage, and it should stay clean. Alright, so I did want to look at my power plant and just make sure that we're not getting too close to the edge. Because you can see I'm still buying power outside of my city. I'm supplying 225, I guess that's megawatts, of power to my town. And I just got an achievement showing that my town is using 300 megawatts. So what that means is that I'm buying about 75 megawatts from my neighbors. So if something happens to them, I'm going to have to scramble to fix that. So I'm thinking, once I get a little bit more on the positive side, because I only have about 745 positive income right now, I may add a little bit more here. Because I don't want to find myself scrambling for power, because that will shut down my city pretty well. Really would like to upgrade to some cleaner stuff in here as well. I can use this one, but it is so much more expensive. So if I purchased one of these right now, that would be enough to roughly sustain my city if anything happens to my neighbors. So I might do that. I may put in the cheaper option. Even though it's going to cause some more pollution. A little bit is okay. But boy, I tell you, these things will be nice. These clean coal generators, which I probably could start researching this, because I have enough money that I can do that. So, you know what, let's go ahead and put in one of these mediums, just to make sure we have enough power to provide for our city in the event that anything happens. And we're going to have to come back and check this and make sure that I have enough coal to run all 4 of those stacks. Because if not, we're going to need to come back over and take care of that as well. So while we're here, let's replant trees. I have no idea how effective this is, but you can see they keep dying. Trees are dying from all the pollution. This may not be doing any good, but I swear everybody... Right now it's urban legend. It seems to be working. I know, Osiris, you had a little bit of luck over there messing with East Hamage, putting trees down, and my perception is that it's working. I don't know if perception is reality in this instance, but I'm going to put these trees here because I have the money to do it, and I might as well. I'm not losing anything by putting trees down. So let's go to the university, and we're going to see if we can research cleaner coal. I was doing this before, but I had a big lizard incident, and he came through and destroyed my university while I was researching this. So, unfortunately, it was all destroyed. And we need to start again. If the big lizard comes through and destroys your building, or any other disaster destroys your building, you have to pay the 175 again, to 175,000 to start the research again. And I'm going to do it because I like the idea of coal power. Why not? I don't really have a lot of coal here, but I'll start buying it if I need it. This is all I have. This is all the coal left on my map. It started out as a darker black circle in the middle, so I've mined quite a bit out, and I've been exporting some, and I'm also sending some to my factories, to my power plant. Oh, these guys are complaining all over the place again. Alright, let's look at the city spec. We're probably out of materials again, because this is what they tell me, which is fine. I have 4 production bays over here. They're going to run out of materials. I don't care. They can run out. So we're just going to let them run out. The reason I have all of those production bays... Did I actually do all 4? I think I did. I have 4. Yeah, I have 4. The reason that I did that was so that I could actually get to the 7200. So I can put in my electronics headquarters, which we've done. We have it unlocked. We need to actually put it down somewhere. So maybe we should do that. So whatever, they can run out of materials. That's perfectly fine right now. Hey Chestman, how are you today? Your town is looking sad without you today. Thank you for joining us. Alright, so we need to find a place to put this headquarters down. Let's see, it's in here. We need electronics headquarters. It's pretty cheap. It's going to cost us a little bit hourly to put down, but once we put this down, we're finally going to be able to go in the direction of making televisions at the Consumer Electronics Factory. So, we have to find a good place for this. Let's see how big it is. Well, it's not too small. It's not horrible either. Some of these headquarters have add-ons, so I don't know how big we're going to need to have that. Right now, I've got my trading headquarters right here, near the hospital. Hip Kips Chips Corporation. Oh man, I don't want to destroy a chips factory. I like chips, especially if it's potato chips or Doritos or something. I guess it's not Frito-Lay, but it's probably some kind of potato chips. And I'm having a moral dilemma about destroying this factory because I want them to continue producing chips here. What is this? Extrodo Foods? Who knows what that is? Autonomous agents. Let's see what these buildings are. This one, high-tech. Not quite as dense as it could be. Probably because other things are in the way. But all this could combine into one mega factory. This one's the same. The density is very low right now. It's just kind of sitting there. And this one's about the same. I may have to replace the chip factory if I put it over here. I'm doing wonderful, thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well, also. I don't care if you're out of resources, you're fine. You're fine, factories, don't panic. I feel like it's me constantly telling this game not to panic. Advisors, don't panic. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. How are you? So let's see. I think I do want to put this over here. Trying to find a place for things, it's so difficult to find that ideal location. I'll put it over here with my trade center. And to do that, it looks like I am going to have to destroy my beloved chip factory. Or I could destroy these houses. You know, I still need more industry than I need houses. At least, that's what the little bars are telling me. How accurate that is, I don't know. But I could put it here. The question is whether or not it's going to interfere with the hospital. If it does, it doesn't matter. This is only 37K. I mean, I don't care. If I have to destroy this building and put it back, that's not really a big loss. So let's put it down. Let's destroy these poor people's houses. I'm sorry, guys. The chip factory is just way too valuable. We have to keep that. Hip kip. I wonder if that's like fish chips or something. Shrimp chips are pretty good. Alright. So now we've got the Electronics HQ. So let's see what we need to actually unlock this. Consumer Electronics Division at the Electronics HQ. Okay, I have to upgrade something else on this thing to be able to make my televisions. Which I can't do yet. I don't think. Oh my god, the sign. We know what we have to do with signs. Do we have a place to put the sign? The sign is the most important part of a building. Oh my god, without the sign we can't function. Let's put this sign down here so everyone knows what this building is. There we go. It is extremely hard to read. Tech Headquarters. Okay, great. Just in case you can't read it right here, it now says Tech Headquarters on an additional sign. And also, right here on the building. Man, this is covered. We know what this building is. We're covered. Thank you, SimCity devs, for that thorough signing of the building. Okay. You caught my Star Wars reference? I have a lot of Star Wars references. I'm a big fan of the old original trilogy. Unmodified. I like the Han shot first version. I'm sorry, but you know, Han was not the nicest guy. He's a very clever scoundrel, and he would know that he was about to be shot by Greedo. So I'm in the Han shot first category. And you guys will hear me making a lot of Star Wars references here and there, so I'm amazed that anyone caught any, because I don't know that a lot of people pay attention to the old movies anymore. They were really good. The newer movies kind of ruined it a little bit, but I have faith that Disney is going to make some awesome Star Wars movies and make the name great again. I have hope, anyway, because I love Star Wars. But lately it's not been as fun. Because the new movies were just kind of... They weren't horrible, they weren't the worst movies ever, but they were pretty bad. They were pretty bad. I mean, Jar Jar Binks is just the first part, the tip of the iceberg. What kind of character is that? Please. Disney makes better characters than that. So, let's see what we need. Upgrade the HQ. Consumer Electronics Division. So yeah, I think that's the building we need right there. This movie's never happened, Osiris. I agree. Just a bad dream. I must have been dreaming about that last night. Maybe that's one of the weird things I was dreaming. It's dreaming about Jar Jar Binks and how he ruined the Star Wars universe, and how a lack of plot and a lack of good character personalities also ruined the Star Wars universe. But you know, you just have to pretend that all that rewriting didn't happen. I mean, the rewriting, if you look at the Star Wars series, really started on the second movie. Empire Strikes Back rewrote a lot of stuff. And I think it's because, if you notice, the Star Wars series started out as an actual book. There was an actual real book written for the first movie. It was real story, full-length book. Stuff is in that book that's not in the movie. Then Empire Strikes Back doesn't have a real book. It's just a movie. If you ever buy the Empire Strikes Back books, they're almost word for word everything that happens in the movies. And of course, they started rewriting things. And by Return of the Jedi, the rewrites had gotten a little out of hand. The movies are still good, but, I mean, come on, they made Obi-Wan into a liar. I will never forgive for that. Obi-Wan was a very cool Jedi Knight. He didn't seem like the liar type. Everything is true from a certain point of view. That is a cop-out. It's a cop-out. That's what happens when writers write themselves into corners and they have to retcon. But that's alright. I still appreciate the original series quite a bit. I gotta have my chat has typing in it for me. WASDing over there. what we're going to end up with. Was that you, Cup, yesterday? You were WASDing in the chat because you were switching back and forth. I can't remember. But anyway, we have more stuff to do in this town, and I'm going to have to remember what it was that I was doing. We have the headquarters. We've just built the headquarters. And, you know, we're having a waiting game now with this. That's one of the things. Oh, I keep looking at the chip factory. It's just... I love the chips. Alright, so here we're waiting for 500,000 electronics daily profit. And that is a lot of money. That means I have to make a lot of processors in a day. So now I have to continue to manage how much stuff we're making. Those guys complaining about materials, I may have to address that now because they have to make as much stuff as they possibly can. And I may have to put a new factory in. So we're going to watch this, give it a couple days, and just see how much stuff... We're going to let this number stabilize a little bit. See what we're going to have to add. Well, thank you, Jeremus, for linking that. That is our Steam community, where we are trying to provide a place for people to find other people to play games with. I know the older I get, the worse it's getting for me. I can't find anyone who wants to play games anymore. They're busy working, they have kids, they have lives. I have a life, but part of it is gaming. And so I really would like to find other people to game with, and I'm sure that you guys have that problem too. I mean, think about how many times you've been like, wow, this game has multiplayer, it looks great. Oh, I don't have anyone to play with. Let me go find some randoms. And we don't want randoms. We want a community of people that we know. Everyone's starting to get to know each other here, and that's great. So please, please join our Steam group. We've got some sign-up threads on there. Right now we've got a SimCity thread. The SimCity is the great offender right now. It is the great offender. There's no one to play with when you first start if you have no Origin friends. I mean, seriously, how many people have been adding friends to Origin? I've had Origin for years, and I had 0 friends on there when I first installed SimCity, because all the other games I had were solo games. Guess who just poked his head around the corner and said hello to me very quietly? That's right. Joker, if you're here, it's time to hide. But anyway, I had all solo games on there. I had The Sims 3 and the 1 expansion that I own, and Dragon Age, Mass Effect, that sort of stuff. I didn't need friends on Origin, but then they add this multiplayer to SimCity, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do? So, if you guys have the same problem, you want to sign up on that thread, because eventually GameWithUs is going to move on. We're not going to play SimCity forever, but there are going to be people in this chat who will play SimCity a hell of a lot, and if you like it that much, you're going to need to hook up with them so that you can have multiplayer fun. We'll provide as much as we can, but I can tell you that I move on from games. I get tired of them, and we're going to be playing all kinds of stuff here. Oh my god, it is Apocryphile! He's alive! He's very addicted to SimCity right now. He says he played it all last night, and he's so addicted that he's only getting about 2 or 3 hours of sleep at a time. Not even. What time is it? It's 12, so he's probably gotten 2 hours of sleep, almost 3 today. Just to play this game. You guys see this? I keep adding trees. See him getting bigger in the back there? It's... I'm not repeating that. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I'm not repeating it. He's so bad. So bad. Hello, Silent One, Jeremus says. Jeremus is here. He's greeting you. Yeah, it's because you didn't come in and freak out this time. You just poked your head around the corner. I think you did that so you didn't scare me half to death. Because he comes in and startles me with screaming ham. And I just have a heart attack on the air. I actually need to get some more coffee. My coffee has gone coldly sad. Sadly cold. Oh, thank you. He's going to bring me some more coffee. This is an exact repeat of yesterday. I like this. I like this a lot. Here you are. Thank you so much. Alright guys, let's look in on our research project. We've started researching clean coal again. It's 4% complete. Oh my god, what are our chances of actually getting this done before the big lizard comes and ruins everything? Again. Well, I'm keeping my garbage dump clean. So, he might not... I think I have less chance of him showing up. And we're still... Apocryphile in his underwear? I don't know, I think he's pretty well dressed. I wouldn't let him come in here without proper clothes on. That would be the end of our Twitch career. One of us shows up without proper clothes on, it's all over. But we're proper kind of people, so you guys don't have to worry about that. Invisible chair saved the day! Oh, that's funny, I actually have his camera on right now. I hadn't realized it, because we have green screen set up, and we both have the green screen materials around our chairs so that you guys can see the maximum amount of the screen. And so he walked over there and the camera's on. I usually turn it off, but I tell you what, I was not awake this morning when I started the cast. It's amazing that I actually got started relatively on time. I was 2 minutes late today. It's horrible. I don't consider myself too late, as long as I start in the 11 o'clock hour. I give myself quite a large window of time. A very large window of time. Well, we're just playing a waiting game right now. I think I'm gonna have to go up and expand my processor's factory. Thank you very much. Look at this. Coffee just appears from the nether. This is so great. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, actually they can see that you're still wearing your softy pants. I saw your softy pants. Because I left the camera on. I talked about leaving it on, and then I just left it on. But those are proper clothes. That works. Everything's covered. Alright, so let us go. Let's look at the electronics headquarters. Everything working okay with your green screen today? Okay. Okay, good. Sometimes it doesn't work when I start everything. We get the opposite. Sometimes it grays us out and not anything else. Alright, so we're gradually increasing this number here. But I think I may have to actually build another processing plant. Yeah, you're gonna have to come on and tell us about your adventures last night, because he played this quite a bit last night. Yeah, I vaguely remember what you were working on yesterday. Yeah, you can recap for us. You can recap. Make it like a D&D game where we've all forgotten what happened the last time, and you can just tell us, what happened. Hey Troller, how are you today? Yes. Yes, Apocryphile is quite fun. When he gets to carrying on, there is no other. Alright, so let's see. No alloy. Production stopped. Well, I may have to up my alloy. I've been importing alloy, and I've been collecting a little bit more in the recycling center. I have a truck going to your Hamberry Island and also to Hope Floats' Ham Francisco. And I also have another truck. So I have 4 total trucks bringing in materials, and we're still not broken. Because I've been testing it. I might actually be able to add more. It looks like they do. Because we sat and watched the numbers. I don't think it gives you a lot. Those trucks you send out, it doesn't seem to give you much. It seems to be about 1 ton, maybe, a truck. Yeah, we don't know. That's a theory right now. You might have more export capabilities. Maybe you're using stuff faster than I am. Good, good. I'm glad you're doing well. Hangover. Do you have a hangover today? Yeah. A no-sleep hangover. Not an alcohol hangover. We don't drink that much. Yeah, he came home from work, dropped into bed, took about a 2-hour nap, and now he's going to get on and play with us here. To get him all set up. I have everything running, so I should be able to just get you in. I can't believe I forgot to turn off your camera today. That's me being asleep. I got more sleep than usual, but not enough to know what I'm doing, ever. I expect this cast to make errors every day for the rest of its existence. Because everyone does. Even the professionals on here make mistakes. So I'm going to make them all over and you guys can laugh. Alright, so let's see. Well, the question is what we're going to do. We need to increase production. Oh wow, there's Steam making some noise for you guys. It's Apocryphile logging on. He's freaking out over here. So I want to increase production. Because we keep running out of materials. You know, I have another trade center. There was the Steam. Yeah, I had a little Steam notice come up. I'm going to pull up this trade center, and I think I may actually import here also, because I'm not importing plastic or alloy, but right now we keep running out of alloy. I've been using this trade center to use my local supply. I might have to leave it this way, because otherwise I don't think that my alloy will actually go to my plants. Yeah, I have to have it used locally here. So the other thing I could do, I may have an extra metals bay. Let me see if I can destroy one of my metals bay, because I only need one. Let's see what I have over here. Yep, I have one over here. So I think what I'm going to do is destroy my metals bay in this place. We're going to replace it with another alloy bay so that we can import more alloy. Because I think we're going to need to make... We're going to need more alloy than we're actually making right now. And importing, because I'm importing it as well. Alright, this metal storage lot can go. There it goes. Destroyed. And here's the new alloy storage lot. And we're going to go ahead and immediately... Let's see if this... You know, I might not be able to do this. It might not give me an extra one. There we go. Now we're importing 2 bays worth of alloy. So this is good. This is very good. We'll see if this helps us out. Maybe this will allow us to import more and make more processors over here. Because they have been running out of alloy pretty consistently. So we will let them get some more alloy. Meanwhile, the recycling center is trucking along. It does seem like it's a little low on resources, so I'm going to go out to the region. So I'm going to send these trucks out that I have. I'm going to go ahead and send the trucks, because they don't seem to be hurting anything either way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let's go back to town. Alright, let me know once you get Skype. Okay, you have it rolling. Alright, let's see. Alright, don't say anything just yet, because I think your volume might be too high still. Just gonna take me one moment to pull up my mixers. This is why I need a physical mixer, because my Windows is a little slow. Just running too much stuff right now. Wow, that's gonna take a long time. Oh, this is not good. It must be able to adjust this volume.
Testing.
No, don't test yet. You're not unmuted, are you?
You can barely hear.
It may be okay from yesterday. Well, I guess you're gonna have to try it, because I can't bring up my mixer right now. It's not working. You're okay? Alright guys, I think Apocryphile's volume is good. My PC needs a reboot real bad. But we're gonna let it go. When I turned it on this morning, the fan was extremely loud, and then I turned on the laptop and it was too. I think it was too cold in here this morning. Because everything is normal now.
It's too cold?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that my, you know how sometimes parts will be too cold, and it was really weird. I haven't heard it make any sound, but I had the heater off all night, so I'm thinking that maybe it was too cold in here. It could blow up. Evil SimCity. Wait a minute now, what is Osiris doing?
Osiris just told one of the saddest stories I've ever heard.
Just made a big plate of safe chicken. and rice. Put it on the counter to pour a drink. 2 seconds later. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. That sounds delicious, but it also sounds like a horrible disaster now. I'm very sad for you, Osiris's food. And Osiris. I can't get to my mixer right now. I'm gonna try again. This whole screen over here is just, it's not cooperating. It's over there, I can see it, but it's not loading. I can't. It's locked up. Everything is locked up on this screen. My control screen is locked up right now, so Apocryphile is giving me advice on how to fix it, but I can't click on anything. Yeah, yeah, but it's not fixed. I've done that a couple times. Yeah, it's really bad right now. Stuff is still running, but we may have to restart the cast if Apocryphile is too loud.
Not too loud. I'm just louder than you.
Yeah, I can't get to any
And
of
I
my,
have to like
my
whisper
control.
kind of.
My headset is falling off. There we go. Yeah, it's not looking good.
Yeah, but when I get out of control, guys, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah, I can't hear how loud you are at all, so...
Yeah, see? See what Jermis